Welcome to the Farm and Home Show. This is Kristin Hildabrand, your host, and visiting with us today in the studio is Julie Brown. She's the 4-H Youth Development Agent here in Warren County. You're here to talk to us about managing our stress eating.
Managing stress eating. Stress can happen every single day. So it may not just be changing jobs. It may just be your current job, and maybe you have a deadline approaching, or maybe you have a sick family member, or maybe your spouse or yourself is pregnant and you're expecting a baby. I mean, that's just stressful, by itself. This morning I want to talk to you a little bit about stress eating, stress management with that. So a lot of times, what our appetite and things is affected by stress. Mm-hmm. So some people like the salty stuff, some people like the sweet stuff. Some people, that doesn't affect them all, they just skip meals completely. Mm-hmm. So that doesn't help your metabolism and your weight, whether you're eating the salt and fatty or you're skipping those meals. That affects your weight, that affects your metabolism. In a short amount of time, it's okay. If you have that candy bar or you have to grab that bag of popcorn and you're under that stress right then, it's okay for that day. But you cannot do that, week in and week out, because that's really what's going to affect your weight. And when you start doing this stress eating, one of the suggestions is maybe doing a journaling. So you can kind of see what's going on, and it doesn't have to be right at that moment. It may be that night when you get home, or it could be first thing in the morning. Think about like how your day's been. What did it cause? Was it in the middle of the day when you're trying to get all those emails caught up, or a client or somebody has come in, or your boss has come in and they're wanting something done, immediately? Is that what's caused your stress, or is it just maybe your job is causing the stress? And that happens to a lot of people, is you're in a job and you're not happy with that job, and that's just stressful in itself. So you got to think about that. You also think about, there's a statistic out there that 38% of people when they're stressed do not eat healthy, and 30% skip their meals. Wow. So you've got to think about, when you're thinking those things, also fight or flight. Think about those, like when you get scared, like what are you going to do? You're going to run? But fight or flight also affects with stress.
Yes, it does.
As well. And so that's when, the salt and the fats come in, those kind of things, and it's over what tastes good. Most of the time when you start eating something and you get full, you quit. Mm-hmm. But when you're stressed, it overrides that pleasure of that good tasting food. It overrides it. So you just keep eating it and not realizing that you're full and you need to stop. So that's where the journaling comes in, where it makes you aware of what you're doing. So you journal is a way to help with it. Time management is another way. Maybe you need to say, I will handle, these big reports first thing in the morning, and then hopefully that'll take care of your stress so you're able to handle the easy projects. Or the stress may not have anything to do with work. It may be the stress of the morning getting your kids out the door. And also taking time to pause. Like you're stressed out, just take a minute. Nothing's going to truly fail if you take a minute just for yourself to pause, to think, maybe just walk outside, get a breath of fresh air, and then come back in, and then that will make you feel so much better. So I've got 6 tips to think about when you're stressed and you're stress eating, to maybe avoid doing the stress eating, which messes with your metabolism, messes with your mind also. Meditation. Just take a minute to meditate, whether it's journaling, whether it's saying a prayer, just meditate for that moment. Going outside, just getting that breath of fresh air. Not saying that you have to walk around, just go outside and give yourself a minute to relax, listen to the birds chirping, those kind of things. Get creative. There's lots of us, especially, I know you in your office, I'm definitely not as creative as you are, but just get creative for a moment. Maybe draw a little bit, maybe, think about a project that you might want to work on, those type of things. Another one is get moving. So maybe when you go outside, maybe take a walk around your office. Mm-hmm. That'll give you that fresh air, that'll give you a clearer mind, those kind of things. Connecting with friends or family. Sometimes you just need to talk to a loved one, and that will help relieve, talk out your problems with them, and maybe they can give you a better insight. And then read a book. Obviously you can't do that during office time, but you could do it at night, and maybe that will help you relax and be ready for the next day. Also, another thing at bedtime is think about sleep. They say that even as we adults, we need 7 to 9 hours of sleep a day. So with that sleep, that's going to help our stress as well. And then also expressions of gratitude, whether that's thanking someone for helping them throughout the day, whether it's writing them a note, send them a text, send them an email, just expressions of gratitude will also help with your stress level as well.
Julie, I'm so glad you brought all these tips on managing stress. Is there some more information if people are interested?
So yes, they can contact their local extension office, and we have a publication that literally talks about managing stress eating. That is literally the name of the publication. And you can contact the extension office. We can give you that publication. They'll give you more tips, more in-depth information about it as well.
Yes, thank you all for watching the Farm and Home Show. We hope to see you again next time.